Hi, this is Gerald Celente, and here are some of today's trends in the news. That trends in the news we did yesterday got a lot of comments. Interestingly, I only mentioned very briefly about what was going on in Israel and how, when you ask people, their nationality, they say Jewish. And of course, Judaism is a religion. It's not a nationality. I'm Italian. I don't say I'm Catholic. So there's something going on over here. And so I just mentioned that, but that's what got all the response. All the other stuff I talked about, a lot of important things, no one talked about. And one of the things I talked about is the need now for a de Medici at a time of this declining culture, and how the nobility put their money for the arts and the beauty and a renaissance, a rediscovery, alla romana e all'antica, in the manner of the Romans and the ancients, they used to say in Florence to describe the quality of their work. So here's what the billionaires do with their dough now. Amazon's founder to buy the Washington Post. All right? Great. Now you can get more control because now you have more control of the word. But so what? It's been a prostitute newspaper forever. Not much new. Big news about the Washington Post is they broke the Watergate scandal. How many years ago was that? And what Richard Nixon is doing is chump change. And he got thrown out of office for it, for what Obama, Bush, and Clinton and the rest have done to rob us of our rights and wiretap us. Oh, yeah, that's right. They had a burglary at the Watergate. Yeah, a burglary every day of human rights. And this other billionaire doing brilliant things with his billions, making the world a better place. Scientists cook up homegrown beef. That's right. This guy, Sergey Brin of Google fame. Yeah, they're cooking up a fake burger. And they had experts taste it to see how it tasted compared to the real thing. This is what they're putting their money into. It's perfect. The guy who's created a virtual world. Why not create virtual food? It's just as shitty. On to some other news. Terror. Hey, how about some terror? Yemen. Order by Al-Qaeda for attack led to terror alert. Messages intercepted. You get it? Messages intercepted. You see, it pays that they're watching the world because they intercepted these messages. Some code words in there, I tell you. Oh, they're going to bomb them embassies over there in places we never heard of. Obama refuses to talk to America about terror threat. President Obama continues to say nothing to a jittery nation about what has some who have been briefed on the danger are describing as the worst threat since 9/11. Hey, you jittery? You jittery? I got a drug for you. I got some anti-jitter drugs, right? Yeah, they're called Hysterica. Take it every day. Yeah, it'll drive you out of your mind. You won't even be worried about being jittery. The greatest terror threat since 9/11. Look how cheap this act is and how they're getting away with it. But don't worry, Obama's going to be with a late-night comedian, Jay Leno, tonight. That's right, your commander-in-chief with that big smile. Aren't I such an... I love it. I'm so good. Yeah, the black Jimmy Carter, Another guy that's just so nice. Yeah. Oh. Source, Al-Qaeda leader urged affiliate to do something. That's the alert. He urged them to do something. You can't make this crap up. Prison breaks are among the reason for heightened security. CNN! Yeah. And they're warning American citizens to get out of Yemen. What are there, 8 Americans there maybe? I mean, you can't make this up. It's such a transparent scheme. And listen to what they do. Asked about the intelligence that led to embassy closures. James Connie, America's carnival man, refused to provide any information. When pressed by one reporter to communicate something that is non-speculative about what the threat stream seems to be about, Carney said, quote, "I cannot shed light on what has generated this particular threat. I don't have any specific information to provide you about this particular threat and what it's related to." You know what that is?
Oh, come on now. That ain't even bullshit. That's horseshit.
Pure horseshit, carnival horseshit, sold to you every day. Every day. State Department spokespersons Jen Psaki and Marie Harf have repeated the mantra that the embassy closures were ordered from, quote, "an abundance of caution." All right? Keep bombing everybody over there. Hey, another drone strike just today went into Yemen. Yeah. You know what they did with that drone strike? I'll tell you what, little girls and boys, they killed suspected militants. That's right. Disgusting. Hey, how about some more disgusting news? Israel will renew construction in Jerusalem in the coming days. That's right. Israel's stealing more Palestinian land and grabbing it for good. Settlers, yes. It's okay. They can get away with it. I say their suspected militants are stealing Palestinian land. It's disgusting. And they keep getting away with it. On to some other news. Big news right here, front page. Wall Street Journal, 13 men out. Baseball issues drug bans. What a bunch of crap this is. These guys have been on drugs forever. Look at the difference between the Joe DiMaggios and an A-Rod. Look at the difference between the basketball players, the Earl Monroes, and the Bill Bradleys of the past, and these clowns today, these tattooed freaks. Everybody's on this crap, and all it is big business. This guy A-Rod, $148,587 per game. It's crap. It's what this country's declined to, and much of the world. It's Sodom and Gomorrah, man. Hey, many can't pay student loans. Just about 4 in 10 borrowers with direct student loans are paying them back. That's it, 4 out of 10, huh? Suckers! Suckers! Hey, more women's study programs. I want men's study programs. And I'll tell you why I want men's study programs. To protect us. To protect us against this woman that the New York Times did a big story on. Senator amplifies her voice to referee fiscal slowdown. 7 months into Senator Barbara A. Mikulski's new assignment as chairwoman of the Senate Appropriations Committee, there is already a saying among members. Check it out, man. We love Bird. We respected Anoyo. We fear Barbara. We fear Barbara. At 77, she's the longest-serving woman in Congress. She's been sucking off the public tit all her life. Another person that's never worked a day in their lives but loves to throw out them orders. Oh, if only women were in charge. Oh, if only women were in charge. She's tough. She's determined. She's prepared, said Harold Rogers, a Republican. Yeah, Mr. Rogers to you, little boy. She is also accommodating, but once she gets to a place, she's a bulldozer you can't move. You're not kidding, man. A bulldozer couldn't move her, man. You've been eating off the public tit for too long. And look at the subway cars that these senators have. You get it? They're royalty. Look at what they ride in and the shit that we have to get into. And you know why? Because they're better than we are. Check this story out. I'm not making this up. When one reporter called out, Madam Chairwoman, hey, this is America, huh? Yeah, our public servants? Oh, yeah, right. Madam Chairwoman, our public servant. Behind her, as he attempted to keep up in a hallway with her, she cracked without stopping. That's right. Madam Chairwoman, I like that. Hey, you like it, huh? She also waited expectantly for an aide to pull out her chair so she could sit down to preside over a recent committee meeting. Yep, a former social worker whose first elected job was the Baltimore City Council. It isn't a job. You're not working. You're a privileged politician. I always tell this story when I was the assistant to the secretary of the New York State Senate. The worst job I ever had. I'd be hanging out in the back of the chamber talking to my buddy. He's 23 years old. What do you talk about when you're that age? You know, sex and sports. And a senator would walk in, and my friend, like a little puppy dog, would follow the senator and pull out the chair to help him sit down. And he'd come back. I say, hey, what's the matter? Cat can't sit down by himself? Yeah, just like Madam Chairwoman. She keeps her mother's table in her elegant hideaway, not far from the Senate. Elegant hideaway. Hey, how'd you get all this dough, huh, to live in an elegant hideaway? Former social worker, how did you get all this money, huh? Honey? Oh, I won't call you honey. I don't want to be disrespectful to Madam Chairwoman. Yeah, for the 20 women in the Senate, a record, the outcome of coming spending fight will also be the latest test for the chairwoman, who now leads 9 committees, another record, 9 committees. Ms. Mikulski is the dean, mentor, and organizer of monthly dinners that the women hold to talk shop and family. I say it's sexist only to have women meetings and excluding men. It's like these women's studies program. I want men's study programs. Moving on. Markets down, gold's taking a whack, doesn't look good. If it stays below this 1,300, as I said, it could go much lower. What other little news do we have? Interesting. London's high-speed rail project is helping to drive an office building boom on the City of London's western edge as investors rejuvenate aging sites like Smithfield Market near transport hubs. And do you know why? Because Crossrail, Europe's largest construction project, costing an estimated £15 billion, $23 billion, will cut commuting times by as much as half. Yes. Oh, fast rail, huh? It's not a word that's allowed in America, hysterica. We got money to spend fighting them terrorists, I tell you. Again, I'm against this rail-to-trail nonsense. We need more high-speed rail, and we need to rebuild America. Finally, on economic news, India's latest data do little to lift mood. Things are slowing down everywhere. But Japan, they have more money to build more warships. And finally, in Japan, mystery objects with high radiation found on Fukushima coast. That's right. Keep spending your money on the military and keep screwing the people with your nuclear experiment and them laboratory burgers. Whew! What a wonderful future we have in front of us. This is Gerald Celente, and that's some of today's trends in the news.